Hey guys, it's me, the real Cass Perry. I have put together yet another compilation of our wonderful Reddit stories that we love to read and judge people on so very much. So these ones I have put together are a compilation of entitled parents who are so toxic that hazmat and biohazard could not even be used to describe them. They are not even alright. So our first one of this lovely morning is called Dad Wants Me to Call Him Daddy, which, by the way, it's creepy all on its own. Let's just be honest here. Like, no parent should be like insisting about that one. Anyways, this has been going on for about 2 months now. He started saying it as a joke, and I refused. He kept insisting and started threatening to punish me. Excuse me? He got angrier each time I refused and called it stupid, saying that I was being stubborn and proud, manipulating, saying, I wish I can hear you say it before I die, and bullcheese like that. Excuse me. Ew, that's getting weird. Today we talked. It's really hard to have a normal conversation with him without him insulting me or taking away my phone. So we talked about it, and he said that if I am being so stubborn about something like this, then my love life will suck and I will make life miserable for my love partners. No idea how this is related, but thank you, Dad. This is creepy. Mom thinks I'm being childish, and I should obviously just say it. No, at this point, you should never say this. Never say that to your dad. I told him is a word I hate lie, and that it is a sexual connotation for me. So he said that is a me problem, and that my brain is rotten for me thinking that? No, honey, no, this is just creepy. I just wish I lived far away from them, but sadly, I still don't make enough money. Oh my gosh, you need to move in with a friend or something. I don't know what to do, but how old are you now? And why does he all of a sudden want you to call him Daddy instead of Dad? And what is the point of your father of all people asking you to call him Daddy, and then bringing up future partners? That's gross, that's creepy, that's not okay. You need to possibly get a hold of the police. Oh, she's 20. So there's comments that give some extra context here. So she is a female of 20 years old, which makes it even weirder. Yeah, it does. And it's really hard to have a normal conversation with him because he yells and throws things and once threatened to punch me. I do call my partner Daddy, but that is none of his business, and of course he doesn't know. Are you sure that he doesn't know? Could he have heard you or found out another way, like someone told him you call your partner that? Not gonna lie, this is majorly creepy. Thank you! Somebody else thinks so. Has your father been inappropriate around you or your friends? He couldn't have heard it because I've only called my partner Daddy via text, and even if he decides to go through my messages, he checks all my stuff and changes my phone's password when he's mad. Excuse me? No, that's creepy. I have my chats hidden. To be honest, this whole situation made me remember some major trauma I suppressed where he... Oh no! He did some awful things to OP while she was asleep. And while he was asleep, and she tried to wake him up while he was doing some things, but oh no. I ran to my bed while shaking and never told anyone. I used to sleep on the bed being little. I was like 10 or 13 years old. I really wish to believe that he was truly asleep, but oh my god. This is so creepy. No, you need to go to the police, OP. Okay? I don't know how to tell you this. I don't know if anything that I say matters. If you're ever going to see this, you're probably never going to see this, but if you ever do see this, I need you to know that you should 100% go to the police. Don't listen to anybody else who is saying, oh, any of this is innocent, because no, this is not innocent behavior. This is your dad being a creep. End of story. This is making me sick to my stomach, and I need to... Why is this in the compilation? I don't think I picked that one. Okay. Ugh. I think I'm gonna puke. So, next story. My entitled mom expects me to spend my money on my step-sibling. Now, for context, I, 24 male, am the oldest of 7 siblings. My mom, 42 female, just announced that she is pregnante with her affair, now husband's baby. Oh yeah. I also have a well-paying job and no kids. And I live with my boyfriend, who has also got a well-paying job. And I'm not rich, but I do have disposable income. Because of this, I like to spend a lot of it on the 3 oldest of my younger siblings. 18 female, 17 female, and 14 male. Throughout the story, I will just call them siblings 1, 2, and 3, respectively. Okay. I will admit that I pamper them more than my other siblings. My mom has complained about this before, but I gave her my reasons for it, and also it's my money, so I can do what the fudge I want with it. That is true. And this will get relevant later. Okay. So anyways, my boyfriend and I have been planning a summer trip to Europe, and I wanted to bring siblings 1, 2, and 3, and I told them about the trip, and they were, of course, super excited. I also wanted to make it very special for my oldest sibling because she recently graduated HS, high school, and is now attending a super good university. So I told her that she can bring a friend, and the trip is in 3 days, but we planned to pick up... Okay. But we plan to pick up my siblings plus her friend today so that we can all go to my brother's mother's birthday party and celebrate all of my siblings. Okay. And celebrate all of my siblings' recent accomplishments. Anyway, I went to my mother's husband's house a couple of hours ago to pick up my siblings, and my stepsister, 15 female, was there. Now, for more context, my mom got remarried like not even a month ago, so I've only ever interacted with this girl like a total of 8 times. Anyway, here's the dialogue to what happened. M being my mom, SS being stepsister, and sister 1, sister 2, sister 3 being my siblings. Or S1, S2, S3, so sibling 1, okay. Stepsister. When are you guys coming back, and why do you have so many bags? Sibling 1, 2 weeks we're going on a trip. Stepsister, really? To where? Sibling 1, Europe. For real? Can I go? Me, I'm sorry, the trip was planned months ago. It's too last minute. M, entitled mother, why can't you take her? Your flight doesn't leave for another 3 days. You can get another ticket. Me, it's way too last minute to add on an extra person. Entitled mother, you have 3 days. Can't you buy another ticket? Excuse me? Me, it took me months to plan this. Adding another plane ticket and hotel room is going to be much more expensive now. Entitled mother, if you have money to bring sibling 1's friend, why can't you bring your sister? Stepsister, wait, your friend is going? Sibling 1, yes. Why can't I go then? Excuse me? Sorry, stepsister, I planned for this trip before my mom even married your dad. Stepsister starts crying for no freaking reason. Okay. Mom. See, you made her cry. Can't you just bring her? Why can't she go instead of sibling one's friend? Me, Mom, this is an early birthday gift, plus, and congratulations on getting into a T20 present for sibling 1. I am not going to cancel on her friend. Entitled Mother, so you need to put family first. At this point, I got really angry at my mom because she just put me on the spot and blamed me for making stepsister cry. Me, I barely know stepsister. She's barely even my family. So, if anything, sister one's friend is more family to me than her. Also, it's my money and I don't have to bring a minor I don't even know on a trip across the world. Yeah, that's actually pretty fair, especially the fact that she's not of age, and it's kind of creepy to take somebody who is not of age who you don't know across the freaking world. That's really, no. Entitled Mother then starts crying and pulls the "how can you stress me out like this, I'm pregnant" card. I also switched to my native tongue because I felt bad about what I said in front of stepsister and don't want her to hear the other stuff I have to say. Me, honestly, I don't give two shits about you being pregnant when you shouldn't even be pregnant at freaking 42. Entitled Mother, you need to treat all your siblings the same, and it's unfair to single out stepsister. Sibling 1, sibling 2, and sibling 3 don't deserve more than your other siblings and stepsister. And I told her stepsister wouldn't even have felt singled out if you hadn't made such a big deal. Also, siblings 1 through 3 are all fully related to me, and they have been in my life for 14 plus years. I just met stepsister a month ago, and am not even related to her. Of course, I love my other siblings, but maybe I wouldn't have to spend money on them if you didn't have 100 other freaking kids. Sibling 1, 2, and 3 do not deserve... siblings 1, 2, and 3 do deserve a lot more because they helped me raise our other younger siblings. Something you couldn't do because you were too busy having more kids and arguing with Dad. At that point, I just left with my siblings. We kept arguing about the same stuff the whole drive. Sibling 1's friend's house. At that point, I just left with my siblings. We kept arguing about the same stuff the whole drive to sibling 1's friend's house. My mom was calling and texting me non-stop, and when we finally got to my boyfriend's mom's house, I called her back and she started yelling at me, saying that she is going to tell the police I kidnapped her kids. I shut her up by saying I have text proof of her agreeing to let siblings 1 and 2 and 3 on the trip. That even if she tries to escalate this further, I will go to the cops with all the neglectful things that she has done to her kids. I have proof of most of these too. Yeah, you are not the a-hole. You should actually go for custody of your siblings. All honesty, no. No, it's weird and it's creepy, and your mother needs to take care of her own children. And if she is that adamant on you being the person who is taking care of your step-sibling, then why did she even bother getting remarried in the first place? Like, there's absolutely no reason for this woman to be acting the way that she does. Anyway, next story, once again. My dad said I am using my daughter against him. How? My daughter is a 4-month-old. And her bedtime is around 7:30 p.m. My dad, aka her grandfather, keeps wanting to come over at 8 p.m. when she's already asleep. I keep telling him no, and last week he yelled at me for using his granddaughter against him by not letting him see her. I told him that she has a bedtime and he can come over another time. but I'm not going to interrupt her sleep just so that he can play with her. This just makes sense. But I would like more context. I would like a lot more context to try to figure out why he's acting this way and why he's saying these types of things. Your father is very inconsiderate towards your baby's routines. That could be quite true, but who continually tries to visit at 8 p.m., much less in this scenario? Okay. But how do we know that she didn't tell him not to come over until after 8 p.m.? I would let him visit. He won't see the baby, but he can visit OP. Maybe he wants to speak with OP without interruptions. When he starts complaining that the baby is asleep, act surprised. Of course she's asleep. It's beyond baby bedtime. Oh gosh. And don't wake her up. Okay. I don't know. It just seems weird. It just seems weird. I feel like we need more context, and I feel like this is not a trustworthy narrator. Next story. Forced isolation. To clarify, this woman is extended family, not actually my mother. She has cut my actual guardian out of the picture, despite having power of attorney over me. I'm 15 and ran away a few months ago, and was only gone for 2 days before the police found me. Ever since then, I have been completely isolated from pretty much everyone, and the limited contact I do have, I hide. She is extremely religious and bombarding on the delusional, which I normally wouldn't give a shisa about, but this time it's gone too far. She refers to my trauma and mental health struggles as having a demonic possession and has tried to give me a mock exorcism, along with the looming threat of taking me for a professional one with a priest. Oh yeah? So your guardian's crazy. Got it. Cool beans. Of course. I shouldn't be laughing, but this actually sounds so made up already, and I'm only in the first few sentences. Okay. Oh gosh. Of course, it's to give me a mock exorcism along with the looming threat. Okay. Of course, it's a given. Any media that does not support her ways has to be hidden, otherwise it's taken. We struggle financially because she doesn't work, so a majority of the time we don't have basic necessities, despite her getting lots of extra money. What? Why? When I try to raise any concerns to her about us going without, she brushes it off, saying, God will provide for us. She is also set on spending thousands on vacations this summer when we can't even afford food because God is just going to gift us tickets to a tropical island. Of course, she is very committed to the idea of purity, and I had a personal situation recently where she broadcasted all of my mahexamal details to everyone to support the fact that I need to be sheltered and kept pure. What? Okay, this is getting scary. Physical and verbal abuse started, and now the police are involved due to me reacting in self-defense against this woman in a physical altercation. I was told that due to my position as a minor, she can discipline me however she wants and I can't fight back. Excuse me, that is not true. Unless it's deadly force. No, once again, not true. I was planning to move back in with my guardian, but now I am afraid that if I leave that I will miss a potential court date and don't want to dig myself a deeper hole legally. The situation is escalating daily and so is the extent of the isolation that has been ongoing for 4 months. I'm not even allowed to go to the front porch or for a walk without her threatening to report me as a runaway. Okay. This is a bit much. I have outside support, but she blocks virtually every attempt others have made to help me, including my guardian, which she threatens if she tries to assist me. This woman has signed the majority of consent forms for outside services. I am in as well, so for anyone to even speak to my guardian, they have to go through her. I really don't know what to do at this point. Okay, so honestly, OP, depending on the location that you're in, there may actually be a lot that you can do. Like, if you can, I know that you're not going to see this video, but if you do see this video and you go onto your Reddit, can you please give us your location, as in your country and what area of your country that you're in? That way we can look up some laws and stuff to try to figure some stuff out, and possibly some way of getting in contact with social services or something. I'm not entirely sure personally, but I do know that down here in Nova Scotia, if that woman were to be laying hands on you, like in Nova Scotia, Canada, if your parental figure is abusing you, and it is obvious that your parental figure is abusing you and doing, like, almost any of this stuff, they can very easily have you removed from that household and either placed back with your parents or into the care of somebody who is actually going to help you and take care of you and try to help you work through things. Outside of Nova Scotia, actually, even in, like, it doesn't matter. If anybody is, if your parental figure in any way, shape, or form in Nova Scotia, like in Canada alone, as far as I'm aware, if your parental figure in any way, shape, or form lays a hand on you, and it is not just simply an open hand, like single smack on the behind, like, you're allowed to spank your children, but anything other than that is 100% considered abuse. Like, you cannot leave marks, you cannot, like, anything but a spanking, you can't do anything. Like, and I mean, like, sure, it make me chili seeds if they're cussing, but if when it gets to this type of an extent, there's no, somebody needs to step in, and it really should be some type of authorities, but if the authorities aren't able to step in, then I don't really know what to do. I'm so sorry that you are dealing with this, OP. So, our next story is called, "And This Is Why I'm Not Allowed to Have Nice Things for Myself." Okay. I was going to the laundromat with my mom to wash some clothes. My mom, however, was frustrated for whatever reason, and I wasn't sure why. Meanwhile, I had everything ready. I was just waiting for it to be time for us to go, and while I was waiting, I was playing with my Nintendo Switch. Okay. She came to my room and told me it's time to go, so I got up and went out of the door with her. On our way to the bus stop, she chose to continuously complain about how I did nothing to help her with the clothes. I did try to help, but she told me to step out of the way. Okay. As we got to the bus stop, she continued blabbering at me like a 13-year-old child while she was As we got to the bus stop, she continued blabbering at me like a 13-year-old child while she was going through her bag, and making sure that she had everything that she needed. Meanwhile, I was still on my Switch, deflecting every single negative word that she had to say to me. She looked and realized that she had forgot her change at our house and told me to go back and get it. Of course, she asked me with an attitude. I don't want to argue with her, so I just got up and did what she asked before I left. I placed my Switch on the cart of clothes. Oh no. When I arrived at the house, I couldn't get inside because the door was locked, and my mom never gave me the key. Also, my brother was still in the house, and I attempted to knock on the door, but I heard water running from where the bathroom was and assumed that he was taking a shower and couldn't hear the door. I got tired of knocking and decided to walk back to the bus stop, and on my way back, I got tired of knocking and decided to walk back to the bus stop. On my way back, I see my mom coming back from the bus stop and say, "We're not going." I walked back beside her and explained why I couldn't get into the house to give her the change. When we finally reached the door in the front of our house, she asked me, "Do you know where you put your Switch?" I said, "Yes, I put it on the cart." She then tells me, "No, you didn't. You left it on the bus stop seat." I told her, "Why would I leave my Nintendo Switch on the bus stop? I remember putting it on the cart." She continued to deny that I left it on the cart and said, "If I go back to the bus stop and I don't see the Switch on the seat, I know it has to be in the cart somewhere." And she just told me, "All right, go ahead." So I walked all the way back to the bus stop, looked at the seat, and didn't see the Switch because it was so hot and sunny. I was exhausted and tired. As I walked back to the house, I then told my mom, "Guess what? I didn't see it at the bus stop today. My Nintendo Switch." She told me, "Well, that's too bad. You want to check the cart to see if it's in there?" I agreed and decided to look inside the cart, only to not see it in there. I told her, "I don't see it in here either." And all she said was, "Well, then it looks like someone stole it." "Yeah, Mom, apparently you allowed it." Oh gosh. So this isn't even an entitled parent. This is literally just like a mom being exasperated with a kid who's playing video games that's like not listening to her. And I mean, I can kind of understand it, but at the same time, your mom didn't really allow that. Like, it's not her fault. And it's not her fault that you just sat there, like, you sat your game down. You're the one who sat it down wherever you sat it down. You're the one who left it instead of taking it with you. If it was that important, you would have kept it on you. You would have had it with you either way, if it was actually that important. Anyway, to the comments. Stop doing STH with her. STH? I don't know. Stop doing something with her. Going somewhere with her immediately. Should have keys for your room. Always closed. Might not been the first time. Will not be the last. What? Stop doing... What? STH. I hate it when people misspell stuff. Like, I'm so aggravated with misspellings. Stop doing STH with her. Going somewhere with her immediately. You should have keys for your room. Always closed. Might not been the first time. Well, what? Crystal, yeah, okay, so OP. Yeah, here's the thing. I kind of had no choice but to go because she needed extra help with laundry. Also, why should I have keys in my room? Your comment isn't really making much sense. Thank you, OP. Keys for the door to your room. Close your room door when you're not there. I already have a natural lock on my door. Wouldn't need keys for it. And again, she needed the extra help with the laundry, so I can't... Okay. So this whole... Also, what does having a key to lock my door have to do with my mom allowing my Nintendo Switch to be stolen? Because other things which might annoy her might just disappear. Come on, don't be slow. What? The only other item I have is my iPhone. Okay, so this commenter's just I don't even know. Then the phone goes missing and books. Okay. What the heck? Well, I don't have books, and books don't really bring joy anyway. Oh my gosh. Update, y'all. So I told my brother about what happened with my Switch, and he told me it wasn't stolen. She just hid it from you. I saw her take it out of the cart while you left to go to the bus stop. Afterwards, I got even more upset about that, But she didn't expect what I did next. I went back into her room while she was out to the store, and I stole it back and made sure she never found out. To this day, I still have it. What? I'm glad that you got it back, man. That's some... What? Also, after she finally chose to calm down... Okay, so literally what I'm hearing is your mother was annoyed because you're playing your video games regularly instead of listening to her, and playing video games instead of going to help her. And you're literally giving her attitude all the time. I'm sincerely doubtful, like, judging by the age, like, I am sincerely doubtful that your mother's the one giving you attitude. I'm pretty sure that you're giving her so much attitude because you don't want to quit playing your bloody video game console. And she's just so frustrated with you, and she took that console to hide it because you were so irresponsible with it, and you've been being so entitled. No, your mother did not do anything wrong. And I'm sorry, but I can't even fathom these comments. Are these just a bunch of, like, preteens who don't have any understanding of how much your parents go through? Like, I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, if your mother is trying to do something like that, she is literally trying to teach you a lesson, and she would have given it back after you had learned that lesson. Either that, or she's sick of how much you're playing that thing, because something's going on, and the way that you're talking about your mother giving you attitude all the time, like, there's a lot of stuff missing from this. I feel like there is so much missing context that it's not even funny, and I am actually going with OP as the asshole on this one. Mostly because when it comes and dealing with their parents and calling their parents entitled, most of the time, it's the teen's fault. I can't say that about every teenager, but I can honestly say that when it comes to this one, like, this kid is leaving their stuff laying around. This kid is, like, paying absolutely no attention to their parent while their parent is trying to talk to them, and, like, sitting there playing on their Nintendo Switch the whole time that their mom's, like, trying to have a conversation with them. If I was the mom and my kid was acting like that, and they sat it down wherever, I would probably hide it too, and, like, wait for them to have a little panic attack, like, oh, well, here you go, now you learn to be responsible with your stuff after, like, when I give it back. I would use it as, like, a teachable moment, not, yeah, I don't know, this whole thing just seems kind of iffy to me. But anyways, those were our Reddit stories today. Please like the video. If you like the video, please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because we have some of the craziest stories on the internet here. And I love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Mwah.